Hello and welcome to the TimTopham.com piano teaching podcast test recording. This is a quick recording to check levels and to see if my feed will submit properly on iTunes. So this is a great way for me to get started. This is something that I've completely new to and we'll be testing out in the coming weeks. If you've somehow stumbled across this in your travels, then welcome. You're one of the first people to hear what will hopefully be one of the first of many podcasts in this new series. Well, I've been running my blog for over sort of 4 years now, and I've got something like 200 articles, and I've dabbled in some online video and a bit of training. I've been thinking for a long time now how cool it would be to have a podcast to go along with the blog, and there's a lot of people online who already have podcasts, and I thoroughly enjoy listening to them. It's a great kind of thing to do in the car and in your own time, just when you're feeling like getting a little bit of extra inspiration. I'm really lucky because I get to meet and connect with lots of people involved in our industry on a regular basis and at a really personal level as part of running my blog. And so I've been feeling that it's a bit of a shame not to share these connections with all of you. And there are so many great people out there with just amazing ideas about piano teaching. So the aim of the podcast is going to be to discuss matters that are relevant and important to piano teachers and to get all these great ideas out there and into your studios so that they can have an immediate impact on your teaching and your students. I've got a whole lot of people lined up already to interview. We've got pianists, teachers, students, other people who blog, presenters, composers, book authors, online marketing experts to help with promoting your studio online, event organisers, people who run conferences and competitions and so forth. So it's going to be really, really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to sharing these discussions and everyone's ideas with you all. But even more importantly, I'd love to hear from you. What would you like to hear about in this podcast? You know, who would you like to hear interviewed? Is there anyone really famous that you've always thought, it'd be great to actually ask them a few questions? And what topics are most relevant to you? What issues are causing you the most pain right now in your teaching studios? What specialists would you like to hear from? Perhaps you'd like to hear more about great repertoire on a regular basis. You know, teaching ideas, resources, training. Perhaps you want to know what's current in pop music. What about how to teach composition and creativity with someone who's a specialist in that area? Or about technology that you can use in your studio? Perhaps you need some help teaching teens, teaching adults, teaching students on the autism spectrum, about what methods to use and why. Maybe you'd like to hear from some of the people that actually write the method books. Perhaps you'd want to learn some tips about running your studio, people who have set up and established really strong policies and contracts. And what about teaching online lessons? Perhaps which exam board you could use. What are the best competitions? How to prepare students for competitions, exams and performances. Anything at all. If you're listening to this on iTunes, then you can leave your thoughts and comments by heading to timtopham.com/podcast. And if you're listening to this on my blog page, then just scroll down to the comment section. I'd love to hear from you, and it'd be a great way to get things started. Stay tuned for podcast episode 1. It's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks when I'll be interviewing my good friend and fellow Aussie composer, teacher, presenter, Daniel McFarlane. He's a composer of the immensely popular Supersonics Piano series, which is now on Piano Maestro and also available for download online. I'll be asking him all about his background, how he came to be composing, his teaching tips for creativity in lessons and composing, and how you can get the most out of his music and maybe even start composing music for your own students. So until then, I'm Tim Topham, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.